Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you another movie review. This time we're going to be talking about the Netflix Stephen King adaptation, 1922. It was directed by Zak Hilditch and stars Thomas Jane, who is one of my absolute favorite actors. He has been for quite a while. So I was pretty eager that they were going to have him star in another Stephen King story brought to the screen. Of course, he was in Dreamcatcher, which I reviewed recently, as well as The Mist. So I hope they keep using him in things like this. And this story, like I said, is based off a short story. This movie is based off a short story, I should say. And Thomas Jane is this guy named Wilfred James, and he's the father of Henry. And, his marriage isn't the best. We don't really find out too much about it, in detail. But they live on this farm, of course it takes place in 1922. They're not the most well off. And his wife is wanting to move to the city and sort of, adapt that lifestyle. She's frustrated, she's tired. And at this time, Wilfred, he all he has really is his pride, and that is mostly put in with his son and his land. So he's conniving, and he gets the idea to kill his wife before she can go too far with us in trying to sell it or anything. And he gets his son to sort of cover it up with him and drop her into the well. And the rest of the movie after that is basically built around their just, building and building guilt that just goes on as the movie goes along. And I thought that was fairly well done. I know people see Stephen King and they think, oh, this is going to be a horror movie, but it's not really a horror movie. It's more of like a psychological drama, or, with like little bits of like horror elements in it, I think. But it's mostly built around his own sort of way of dealing with it in his mind, or the way he attempts to. Things go okay at first, but like quickly just turn to shit, and the land really does feel like it's cursed. Some of his cattle dies. There's rat infestations, both in and out of his head. And of course, his son even has a thing for this, girl not too far off, who also belongs to a family that owns a farm. The father of that family is played by Neal McDonough, by the way, who a lot of people know as Damien Dark in the Arrowverse. But he also played a pretty good villain on Justified, and he's had tons of other roles. He's pretty good on here as well, although he doesn't get a whole lot of screen time. But his son falls for his daughter, and they end up running off together, but his son's just really being brought down by what they did to his mother, of course. So he ends up actually robbing, some stores to try and get him out of there, because, she is going to be taken away to an orphanage. Or not orphanage, excuse me, some kind of home. And it doesn't end up going so well. Someone ends up shooting back at him after they're known as the Sweetheart Bandits. The baby dies, and she dies soon after, once it gets into the winter. And his son ends up killing himself. So really, Wilfred's one choice here just ruined everything for everyone within his life, really. Even Neal McDonough's character, he ends up having to sell his land for, cheap to the bank, and he ends up having to do the same. And like I said, there isn't a whole lot of horror in this. The most we see of that is sort of when he sees his wife in his mind. She has like sort of this undead makeup on her, and she's walking towards him and everything. But past that, it's not really horror, But what did I think about it? I liked it. It will be kind of slow for some people. I haven't read the story myself. It will be kind of slow for some, but because I enjoyed Thomas Jane so much as an actor, I did really like it. Any little bits with him I found fun. I shouldn't say fun, but I enjoyed watching him. And he has this southern accent in the movie, very heavy southern accent. And when I first heard it in the trailer, I was a little bit worried that it was going to come off a little bit too cheesy and sort of kind of make it feel a little bit too campy. As much as I like him, I was just worried about that kind of choice with it, which made sense. But luckily, though, it doesn't. It's a little bit different at first, but after a few minutes I quickly got used to it, and I was pretty engrossed within his character and the tone of the movie, which I thought was pretty good as well. It has an increasingly sort of worse and worse atmosphere to it, which I liked. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty good one. Definitely. It was probably more well put together than something like Dreamcatcher, I guess, but that's because Dreamcatcher tried to do a whole lot more than this as far as that story goes. And the ending is about what you'd expect as far as like a Stephen King type of story goes. It's just pretty fitting, I'll say that. I don't need to go into every part of it, but things pretty much come full circle, really, I'll say. But yeah. So overall, I'd rate 1922 around a B or B plus. I'm not quite sure which way I'd go yet. It is a little bit long. It's like an hour and 42 minutes. I think they could have done about like an hour and 20 or something like that. I don't think it quite needed to be that long, but I still liked it. The first hour, hour and 15 kind of went by fairly fast. And like I said, Thomas Jane is one of my favorite actors. I'll watch him in anything from The Punisher, which I still love, which is still one of my absolute favorite movies to this day, to even Dreamcatcher, to I Melt With You, to a ton of other stuff, even right to Hun. So I had a good time with it. Let me know you guys thought about it if you've watched it yet. If you haven't, I'd recommend checking it out. Probably be slow for some, but I think it's fairly well done for what kind of story it is. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.